What's going on, everybody? It's dotbets. We're checking back in. We got our week 11 on the dot NFL live stream coming at you guys here, as always, powered by occupyfantasy.com. Make sure you guys go check out the best lineup optimizer in the game. Use my referral link in the description below. Tell those guys over at Occupy Fantasy I sent you. They will appreciate it. You will appreciate it. Your bankrolls will appreciate it. They got all types of sports from MLB, NBA is red hot right now, NHL, and of course the NFL. Best DFS product on the web or on the internet. All right. So we did have a little downstream last week. Fresh off the sweep, I think we went 2-5, like minus 3.55 units. We're going to bounce back. Overall, we're 39-30 for plus 8.88 units. So if you've tuned in each and every week, we still are in the green. We will look to build on that this week. We got we got a spread, we got a total, we got our teaser as always, and then we got our 3 props and then some anytime touchdown plays as well. So going to flip the show a little bit. So not going to go game by game DFS wise. I'm just going to talk to you guys about my top stacks first and foremost. So we'll condense it a little bit. I know some of you guys have said you'd like to see it in that 15 to 20 range instead of that 30-minute range. So we're going to try and get to that 15, 20-minute range. So if you're scrambling before lock, you guys can look to listen to it a little bit quicker throughout. So let's get to my top stacks. Before we do, make sure you guys, if you guys are on YouTube, you guys can leave a comment, and on Twitch, please leave a comment. We got the fantasy playoffs are upon us. We do have some tight matchups this week. If you guys have some fantasy start sits, we'd love to hear from you guys. I know I got a couple questions on my particular roster to figure out. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you guys want to hit that thumbs up. And if you guys are on X, hit that retweet button. That's the simplest way to show appreciation of the show and doing this each and every Sunday morning for you guys. All right, so my 3 top stacks this week. So the first one I think is the most obvious one, and it's definitely the Cardinals-Texans matchup. You could have been – I wish I would have been stacking the Texans this entire season, but there's always a time where it's like, Stroud's just never going to do this again, never going to do it again. And then all of a sudden he does it again each and every week. So I'm just going to go back to it. And I think the Murray side is good too. If you want to go 3-by-1 each way here, Murray, Brown, McBride, or some people call him McGronk. he's been pretty amazing so far for fantasy. And then if you go to the Houston side, you can always go, Stroud, Tank Dell, and Nico is back. Don't play Noah Brown. He's out. And you could play Dalton Schultz as well. So you can 3-by-1 each and every way there. So I think that a full stack each side of that game is definitely necessary. My second favorite stack would be this Rams-Seattle game. And, playing at home, I'm going to favor this Rams 3-by-1 stack with Stafford, Puka, and Cooper. I think it's it's an easy, concentrated offense where I think we know exactly where they're going to go. And if you want to get a little bit different, you can put Atwell in there instead of Puka. But I think Cooper Kupp and Puka have a pretty good afternoon. They are, and then you can bring them back with either DK or Lockett. And if you want to get a little bit different with the bring back, you can bring it back with JSN because Lockett didn't practice all week, but he is going to play with his hamstring injury, which I think he's okay. It's not a true concern there. We got a comment here. We got Corey, Nico, or Tank at flex today. Full PPR, man. Good question there. Let me see who ranks higher in Occupy's model. I want to see that. My gut reaction would be Tank. So Tank is up there. I would favor Tank. Tank's slightly above. He's got a 40 OF index, and Nico has a 35. So I think Tank is the better option there. I would lean Tank, but it's close. it's close. Good question though. All right, so I got my 2 stacks there, and my last one that we're gonna go with is the this game is it. I have a total in this game for sure, which you probably can think if I'm stacking this game, you guys know. But the Chargers Packers game, I just think there's going to be very little defense in this game, and you would think because I don't like this Packers offense. I've been taking their unders in the first half for a while. I think this is truly the first time that they've been fully healthy in a while, especially Aaron Jones. So I am going to favor stacking the Chargers side, though. I know it's going to be a little bit more expensive, but there are a couple cheap spots that you can go. So, I mean, if you go Herbert, Eckler, Allen, obviously it's the most clean one, but it's the most expensive one. If you want to, not have Eckler in there or not have Allen, then you could have, a Guyton if sub in for one of them, or the Quentin Johnson. So there are some cheap pieces that you can go with on that Charger side, and then you could bring it back probably with Aaron Jones as your best bet, or if you can try to get Christian Watson. The bringbacks are tough though. That's why if you stack the Packers side and just go Dobbs and Watson with Love, or Watson and Aaron Jones with Love, and then you come and you bring it back with Keenan Allen, or bring it back with Eckler. It's not a bad idea there. It's a little bit cheaper if you go with the Packers side, but that I'm probably leaning more towards stacking the Charger side. And then there are some cheap pieces throughout. The tight ends like McBride you could throw in there is for 4,400. B-Rob is going to be very, very popular as well, that you can kind of throw in there, who's somewhat cheap this week. So yeah, those are my 3 top stacks. We got Arizona and Houston. You can stack both sides of that one. I'm going to stack the Rams Seahawks game, go with the Rams side in that one. And then if you go the Chargers Packers game, I'm going to stack the Chargers side in that one. Stanton, what's up, buddy? He says, what do you think about the Bears Lions stack? Oh, I've seen so many people on the over, and I've seen so many people on the under. So this is it's an 8-point spread. Got to be careful there where it gets out of hand. Maybe the Lions just take it to them. But I favor. I think if you're stacking one side, I think the best side obviously is the Lions, and then you can bring it back with DJ Moore. But if you do the Bears side, I think a 2x1 or a 3x1 is good here. If you go Fields, Kmet, and Moore, or if you want to go Mooney in there and get a little bit different, if you're going high risk GPP, you can throw Mooney in there and then bring it back with Amon-Ra, or bring it back with Montgomery with the revenge narrative, or bring it back with Jahmyr Gibbs. So there are some options. It's the second high. I think it's the actual tied for the highest total, 48 on the slate. I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. A little bit more, not more expensive than the Charger stack, but you could get different here. So I don't mind it whatsoever. It wasn't one that I got to, but I can definitely see some reasoning for it. All right. Yep. Let me know if you guys have any other questions there. That'll be the DFS side of it. So top 3 stacks there. Favorite, tight end would be McBride. Favorite running back would be B-Rob. If you're playing low risk options there, definitely go those routes. Top of the model for wide receivers for Occupy, you got Adams, Hill, and Lamb, Kupp, and Amon-Ra. So pick and choose there which ones that you like there as well. All right, so let's get into some of our plays. And I didn't preface this one, but I did talk about this game already. And this is a great matchup. Team coming out of a bye versus the team that just struggled to survive against that Commanders defense, which is wild, at home. And we're going to go Rams, -1.5, -110 for 1 unit. This was over on FanDuel. Great situational matchup. Like I said, you got the Rams coming off the bye. Stafford should be close to 100%. I would say he's probably, that bye week couldn't have came at a better time for them. Get Stafford back. You got Cooper Kupp. We don't have Kyron yet, but you still have Puka and Kupp, and Henderson and Royce Freeman have been serviceable. And against this Seattle team, this defense, I think, is very, very overrated. they had some blow up games against I think that Giants game had like 10 sacks. So it's kind of been inflated numbers here and there. And I just think I like Witherspoon for sure. But eating up Cup and Puka is going to be tough for him. The Rams did outgain them 426 to 180 in their first matchup, and that was without Cooper Cup, and that was at home. So just I really like this short line here with the Rams. I think they can obviously win by a field goal or more, but I can see them winning by 7 or more. If you want to take an alternate line here, definitely like the situational spot here for the Rams. All right. So we got, and then the total. So I kind of preface this with the stack that maybe not a lot of people are on, but this Chargers Packers game should include some scoring. We saw that Chargers Lions game last week. That was a back and forth battle, and I know people are like, man, you don't like Jordan Love. You've been against this Packers team for a while. And what I saw last week against the Steelers defense was it was nice to see. And Love with Watson, Love with Dobbs. The key has always been Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones, when he's healthy, they can maneuver and move the chains through Aaron Jones. This Chargers defense just does not intimidate anybody. If you get rid of the ball between Khalil Mack and Bosa, you can do what you want against this team. And I think the key here is Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones is healthy. We're good to go on the Packers side. This Chargers offense is absolutely rolling. Since even if they lost Mike Williams, they've lost Josh Palmer, it does not matter. They scored 27 straight points in 3 straight games. So this Chargers offense, I'm not concerned about it. I was more concerned about this Packers defense or Packers offense, and then being at home, I think should help this Packers offense. I do like the over 43.5 here over on DK. I think it's ticked up to 44 at some other spots. So you definitely can see which sports books that you want to take the better better odds there. All right, and we got our VIP teaser. We're gonna hit one, man. It's been a rough year for my teasers, and I'm sticking to it. I still like these angles to play. We're going Commanders, Lions, and the Bills. Bills, they got to come out very, very hot. So I like this Bills team. Lions should take care of business. A tough divisional matchup still with Fields, and then obviously a divisional matchup with the Commanders and the Giants. I don't know how anybody could take the Giants side with Tommy DeVito as the quarterback. It's just very, very hard. It's going to have to be a Saquon Barkley truly miracle game to have them score. And that's what it seems like. It seems like, hey, Saquon, please God help us and put it in the end zone. And he's been struggling so far. But yeah, I think all situational right here. You got the Bills versus the Jets. Bills at home, 7-point favorites. Let's tease it down to just pick them. And let's get after this 7-point teaser here. Lions should take care of business as well. All right, before we get into props, make sure you guys leave a comment. We'd love to hear from you guys. Anytime touchdown scores, what props you guys are thinking of. I can look it up for you guys if which angle that I would like. So love to hear from you guys. Be here for another 10 minutes or so. All right, and as always, we're going to use the OccuProp radar. This is free to use over on Occupy Fantasy's website, occupyfantasy.com. Go over here to the betting tab, click OccuProp radar. They have deposit bonuses as well as the live odds tab. Make sure you guys go and check out occupyfantasy.com. Very, very easy to use. So first one we're going to go with the ugliest game of the slate. What is this? I think it's a 30. It's ticked up. It's 34.5 now. It was like 32 at some point. But we're going to go with David Njoku over 3.5 receptions. Should be a very, very nice safety blanket for DTR, who is playing this week with Deshaun Watson out. And then you also have PJ Walker now, who was filling in, but they're going with DTR, which if you've played DFS in the preseason, he was very good, very, very good for us. And you can see the different odds here on the OccuProp radar. So it's actually plus 110 on BetMGM now. It wasn't available when I made this graphic. So we got Caesars plus 108, but you can take it over on BetMGM for plus 110, plus 102 over on FanDuel as well. Njoku's actually hit this in 8 of 10 games this season, and he's hit this in 4 straight. If you've watched some of Njoku's routes, it's literally, he runs 3 or 4 steps, turns around, and they throw it to him. He's just like the ultimate safety blanket. He just sits down. And I think DTR, with lack of ability, I would say, is going to rely on his tight end here, especially early on. If they get some pressure, with which Pittsburgh can get to the quarterback, I think a lot of dump offs to Njoku. Over 3.5 receptions at plus money, I think is a no-brainer play. If you take I've seen a lot of people take his yards, which I don't mind. It's at 31.5, 32.5. But I'm going to just take those short completions. I think the DTR gets the ball out of his hands quick. It's going to go to Njoku. Should get 4 of them on the day. All right. And we'll go into the next one. So the next one is probably, if he's been 1A to 1B to this receiver, it's been CeeDee Lamb, and then it's been Amon-Ra St. Brown, who's just they've been unbelievable this season, and they're on a hell of a heater. So let's go back to the OccuProp radar. We're going to bring this up. We're going to go Amon-Ra St. Brown over 83.5 receiving yards. So how Stanton's comment before, if you're going to stack this game, you can play Amon-Ra. It's a no-brainer matchup. You can throw on this Chicago Bears team. You can't. They're very, very good against the run. It's like a pass funnel defense. They want you to run on them, or they want you to pass on them, and you can get. So it's 8. So it's got a little bit more juice. It's at Caesars. It was minus 119. Now it's 129. It's 120 over on BetMGM. So you can still get that. It's over on FanDuel. It's 84.5 currently. So it has ticked up a little bit. But you can see here, he scored over, or he's received over 100 yards in 6 of his last 7 games. Hit this in 4 straight. He's got 124, 102, 108, and 156. Absolutely being a monster this year. I know he had that toe injury that he was nursing throughout the season, and the guy's a freak. And I believe that I think there's gonna be like a receiver show instead of this quarterback show, and they've been utilizing Amon-Ra as there. So I think he's balling out a little bit for the show too. So it's always nice to see. And I don't like that. That's a little narrative there, but I don't think you can dive too much into it. But you can see he's just getting peppered with targets, 15, 19, 9, and 9. I mean, it's absolutely insane, the usage that Amon-Ra is going with. If you want to take an alternate, go 100, go 110, 120. Going to have to do it here against this Bears defense for sure. All right, and one kind of an oddball here that I like, looking through some data, and this one I don't even think it's available on OccuProp's radar, so I won't pull that up. But we're gonna go with a little bit of a not so much of a gut play, but I do like the matchup. I watched the San Fran Jacksonville game, I guess thoroughly last week, and I was seeing Brandon Ayuk just kind of eat up this defense. And so we're going to go with the longest reception here for DeAndre Hopkins, over 20.5 over on FanDuel. And if you've seen some of these games for Will Levis, he chucks it. He chucks it. And Hopkins has either drawn some pass interferences or caught those long balls. And so he's actually hit this in 5 of 7. And, he's got a 26, 38, 36, a 20, 61, 29, and a 15-yard pass. So he's actually got a 20-plus yard pass in 6 of 7. So I think this is a great angle here. This Jacksonville team plays a little bit more zone, so you can play. And Ayuk was kind of peppering it in between there, and had some big plays for him last week. I think Hopkins is going to be very, very good for this Titans offense this week, which Might draw some pass interferences. That's my only concern about this one. Instead of catching it, but I really like this over 20.5 reception or receiving longest reception here for DeAndre against this Jacksonville defense who struggled a little bit. But I think the 49ers were just in a great spot. We were on them. We hammered them last week. All right. Any other props? Let me know. We are going to go into our anytime touchdown plays. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up, hit that retweet if you guys are watching over on X. All right, so our anytime touchdown pick to click and our first touchdown, and we're going to go with the Rams game again. We're going to go Cooper Kupp. And let me bring him up on the OccuProp radar because I will show you the roller coaster of odds that this touchdown is. And we got, so over on BetMGM, it's -125, +110 over on Caesars, +110 on DK, +125 over on FanDuel. So obviously we're going to take that over on FanDuel. First touchdowns range from +650 all the way up to +800. We're going to take it +800 over on FanDuel. Great matchup here for Cooper. Like I said, I'm on him for DFS. We might as well be on him to score a touchdown. And if I remember correctly from Occupy Fantasy, they have him as a underperforming wide receiver, which usually don't see that very often out of Cooper Kupp, but we're going that route. And he hasn't scored in 3 straight games. I think he gets in there this week. He's scored a couple times against them last season at home versus Seattle. So good history against the Seattle secondary. I'm going with Cooper Kupp. First touchdown, always sprinkle that a little bit. And then for the anytime touchdown parlay, which we are so damn close to hitting. We're so damn close. This is the week. I say it every week, but we're gonna do it this week. It's going to be Kupp, Henry, and McBride +1632 over on FanDuel. So Kupp, Derrick Henry at +175 is I feel like it's criminal. I feel like you just have to take it. The value's there. And McGronk is definitely due for a touchdown. He's caught, I think, a couple here and there. But now with Murray, great to match up against this Texans defense that allows the third most against the tight end position touchdown wise. So really like the matchups here. Like I said, if Hopkins does draw a pass interference in the end zone, Derrick Henry can score, and I really like Kupp in this matchup against Seattle. So give us Kupp, Henry, and McBride. Parlay it. We got +1632 over on FanDuel, and hey, sprinkle it plus or 0.25 units. Don't go crazy with it, but definitely some 3 good options there in good matchups. All right, so let's quickly recap. We got the Rams -1.5. We got the Chargers Packers over 43.5. We got the 7-point teaser with the Commanders, Lions, and the Bills. Njoku over 3.5 receptions. Amon-Ra over 83.5 receiving yards. Big number. Man, he's been playing so damn well. The longest reception for DeAndre Hopkins over 20.5. Cooper Kupp, anytime touchdown. Also sprinkle the first touchdown. And then we got our anytime touchdown parlay. Kupp, Henry, and McBride. Let's have a profitable week 11. As always, I appreciate you guys tuning in each and every week. If you guys watch the replay, leave a comment on YouTube. And if you guys are watching the replay over on Twitter or X, make sure you guys hit that retweet button, and we'll get after it this week. Appreciate you guys tuning in. See you guys.